Welcome everyone to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's the Masaku.
It's your boy Swag Switcher in the building, and I gotta say it's been an interesting week this week.
Okay.
When it comes to all the promotions and stuff like that, I have been trying to do my due diligence of like getting everything in where I can fit it in. You know what I mean? So, but
Nah, that's what you gotta mean.
that has been on my brain all week long. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? And even funnier on SmackDown when he was talking and everything before it came out to the ring. And then what's his name on the announcer table? Because after he's like, yeah, I mean. And then what's his name? We mean. I'm like, don't do that.
Are you Pat Back? Is it Pat McAfee? It had to be Pat Back.
No, not Pat.
Michael?
Because it's way better than the other dude.
Michael Cole? Oh, the
Joe,
guy from... Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Joe. He was like, wait a mean. I was like, God damn it, Joe. God damn it. Stop.
He pulled a Michael Cole.
Someone get him. Get him.
He pulled a Michael Cole.
Bro, he had me in tears. Just those moments where it's like,
I see what you tried.
Your skin tone is a little light, my friend. You're not need to get a little tan. You might be able to pull it off a little bit better.
So it sounds like you got at least some stuff to get off your chest from the wild world of wrestling. Is what it sounds like.
It's you. You said it. You said it. You didn't put the accent on it.
Wow. What are you talking about?
Last week he was like the wild world Wesley.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna let that go. I ain't gonna forget it. I remember
the wild world Wesley.
The wild world Wesley.
Hey, yo, man, my youth came out for a second, I guess.
It's the Wascally world of wrestling.
Okay, now that's Looney Tunes. That's totally different.
Awesome suffering succotash type shit. Like,
hey, look, I am nowhere near Roman Reigns. Nowhere near Reigns. Nowhere near him.
Be tribal chiefs out here. It's fair.
You goddamn right.
But first off, because I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week because I was mean to watch. Against all odds, all right, TNA pay-per-view.
I watched it.
Absolute fire. It was a great pay-per-view, and it felt, because I've been trying to get back into my TNA swing. Have to say, thanks to the whole NXT coalition that they got going on and stuff like that, which it has made me make sure that I watched it, because I was already trying to watch it, but like now I'm like, no, we gotta zero in on this. So freaking number one, because I'm not gonna go into the whole pay-per-view, but the whole pay-per-view was great. Freaking
give me one highlight, because I watched it too. So give me one match that was like, that bitch was good.
So first off, I had the Santino's match. Santino taking on
Rob Stone.
I think his name Rob Stone.
Yeah,
like,
which was Robbie. It was if you remember him, was back in it's the same dude. I can't remember.
That was him.
Yes, same dude.
Yeah. I've been trying to put my finger on where was it that I remembered him from.
He was jacked back in the day. He definitely lost a lot of that muscle. That's for sure.
But him and Santino, it was great because because after Santino left WWE, you know, as a standard WWE wrestling fan, you know, when people leave, you don't follow them. You just watch WWE, because that's just how we've been conditioned. That's just the way that we work, kind of thing. And so I hadn't seen Santino do anything up until I found out that he was in TNA being the sheriff, and so it's like
He was just being a dad. He was just being a dad. His daughter, he was focusing on her, and I think she was she was some kind of athlete or some kind of actress or something beforehand, and she just started getting into the business. Just started getting into
they
the
were saying the
business.
fact that she like got like some kind of a she's really good with like a certain martial art. I don't want to say the
Yeah, I
wrong
can't.
one,
I kind of remember something like that too.
but Santino had that match, and number one, it's not like Santino in TNA has this semi-serious character. Like he's still goofy ass Santino, but like he's got it, but he's authority. And like
Hmm.
as I talked last time, how he had that freaking that promo, that fire promo full of
I know, no.
passion.
I'm not gonna lie. That I did see that too, because like I had to watch the build up, and so they were showing the build up and everything. I was like, damn,
Yeah, listen,
he's pulling his R-Truth.
his match surprised me because we're so used to, goofy Santino Marella and whatnot. But it's like we forget that that man can actually wrestle. Like he is
Wasn't he
something to
like a
look
star
at.
wrestler or something like that before? Like he like all state or something like that?
Well, he was I think so. I don't remember for sure. I
No,
do
either.
remember the fact like what was it? I think because his when they brought him into wrestling, he like didn't he beat like funny enough, I think it was like Shelton Benjamin or Bobby Lashley. I think it was Bobby Lashley. He took the Intercontinental title from him. Like Bobby Lashley just challenged like
Yeah,
some
I think
random guy in
so.
the yeah, it was like the whole he just did an open challenge and he picked this random dude being Santino in the crowd. He jumps the barricade and then they fight and he
Well,
gets like the quick pin on him.
It couldn't have been Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley was always a face until recently when he came back. So that sounds like a heelish thing to do.
See, I gotta check. I
Yeah.
have to check because Santino's first match WWE was he won the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I do remember that. I just don't think it would have been Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley was a face in his first run. He was always a face. I don't think he ever was a heel. And maybe if he did do it, it might have been like
You're right. It was it because it was because it was someone who was a big monster heel, and
yeah.
it was Umaga
There
for
we
the
go.
title.
Oh, actually, that makes sense. His manager was like, "Yo, anybody out here, he can tell you manhandle you, destroy you." And then, yeah, no, that actually checks out. That checks out a lot.
But but the reason why I have Bobby Lashley in mind is because Bobby Lashley was involved in that match.
Oh,
So
yeah,
because this was
he might have did interference.
yeah, he ran interference because this was around the same time that Umaga and Bobby Lashley were having their feud, and Vince McMahon had just lost and had his head shaved by our current president. So
That's when we got Durag Vince, the most vile version of him. Honestly, what some people say.
no, yeah, yeah. The version of Vince McMahon that to this day people swerve, keep on going on about, but like I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so that Santino's match, fantastic. I loved it. It was great to see Santino like actually work. I'm gonna need his daughter to be careful though, because like she like 5 times damn near flashed the universe, had me on the edge of my seat. Um
He's
Xia
like, "Come
Li,
on, come on."
fam, listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. like, like I rewound. I was like, okay, we're good. We're good. All right now. All right now. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Oh my god.
Bro, like it's just I'm like,
Sheesh.
Santana, get your daughter. Get your daughter. I cause Xia Li and Slamovich, though. First off, I love that TNA. At least TNA knows how to use Xia Li, because goddamn, bro.
Yes, I've noticed that too. Because I was like, I could have sworn she was in, you know, NXT
Fam,
at one point.
a lot of these small, like a lot of these NXT girls have gone to TNA and are flourishing, even if they don't necessarily need to be, like fucking Hartwell. But that's my opinion. I don't I've never got the Indy Hartwell appeal, but she's there
I ain't gonna lie, I never did either.
and she's apparently doing it. The thing that actually really hurt me about Indy Hartwell, because I do believe it was during that match, Xia Li and Slamovich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Indy Hartwell is out there at commentary. My girl, she sounded like she was so lost and didn't know what to do.
Like she didn't know the
Bro,
match, or like what?
she didn't know how to be a commentator. Like her
Mm.
commentating skills were
Were they piss
bad.
poor? Okay, I was about to say
Oh,
piss poor, or
might as well be, because like
damn.
she's out there and they're talking, and it's like, and it's one of those things like you can always tell when someone does not know how to do commentating because
Mm-hmm.
they'll just constantly drop like one liners. You know, so
Yes.
it's like the two guys are going back and forth, and then all of a sudden it'll be quiet, and then she's all like, "Wow, these girls really know how to go."
No, I know exactly what the fuck you were talking about.
Fam,
Oh my god.
fam, it was
Oh.
killing me. Yeah, it was like,
Boy, these
so
girls
who
know how to
so
go.
it's like so when it comes to this match, like who would you prefer to possibly have to go up against? Oh man, I don't know. I mean, they're both such good competitors. They're you know they're really good strikers and stuff. Like it's really hard for me to say. I'll be honest. Well, as we go back into this match, I'm like, God damn, come on, Indy, please. She was
Indy, please.
she was killing me on commentary, bro. It was she was not she was just there for the ride, unfortunately. And like one of those
Apparently.
things where it's like it almost feels like she's waiting for someone to tell her what to say, type shit.
She
Like,
probably, because normally a lot of people get fed that stuff, you know?
but aside from her lack of presence at the commentating table,
I
that
will go
particular
ahead and
match.
say
Oh,
that
go ahead.
match was pretty good. I was saying I'm saying that match in general was pretty good outside of that commentary.
Yeah. Like, because it was, and the reason why I brought it up specifically was because I'm like Xia Li out here. Like, I'm glad she's in TNA because TNA is the type of place where she can flourish. Because,
Because Gail Kim.
well, I mean, yes, but like more so just in the sense of like the the style of fighting that the females do on TNA and the kind of push and like, presentation that the girls on TNA do or get, the knockouts, like that's one thing that TNA has never done wrong is the fact that they've always known how to present women's wrestling. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? TNA has been presenting women's wrestling the right way since way before your women's revolution, when WWE was still dropping these bra and panties matches and having your Tori Wilsons and what's that girl's name, Mrs. Wife.
Stacy Keebler. Oh, and not Lana. The Mar- Maurice,
Yeah, we got your Maurices and stuff like that. Like
or your
TNA,
what was the redhead? What was her name?
how about Christy Hemme?
No, the one that
That's
was
the legit
bad.
redhead.
One that was real bad at wrestling. She was all red
Whoa,
everything.
whoa! You watch your mouth there, buddy. We will not take no Eva Marie slander here.
No, not Eva Maurice.
So
No, hell no. Eva Maurice, no, not her. It's she had two
Eva Marie
vignettes.
was all, Eva
Eva
Marie was
Marie, Eva
already.
Marie. I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about the girl from she goes by Eva in Lucha. No, Eva Marie.
No.
Yeah, that's clip. That's everybody will tell you her wrestling was bad.
Wow. First off, you watch your mouth once again.
You
Her
you
wrestling.
you defending your redheads, bro.
If I don't, who will?
Oh,
Like,
here you had to cook that one up for a second, didn't you? Uh-huh.
no, I didn't have to cook. Listen, Eva Marie. So it's not her fault. First off, that's all Vince McMahon dropping the ball and fucking things up. Okay, I will tell you that right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because she at the time, the reason why she ended up being in the spot that she's in is because she was too fine and beautiful for her own good. Okay, she was training to be a wrestler, all right, and then Vince McMahon was all like, damn, that girl's fine as hell, bring her up right now. But she don't know what to do. I don't give a fuck, bring her up right now. And that's what happened. And so they bring her up and they're like doing all of these things. Is like she had the passion. She wanted to be a wrestler. You can pull up any video and you can see the fact that she actively wanted, she was really trying to do this wrestling thing. It's just that she got dealt a really bad hand because they wanted her to try and be a Kurt Angle and learn on the job when
Oh, you mean
that's.
like no Trish Stratus? Trish Stratus.
Well, you could say Trish Stratus. They wanted her to do like the Trish Stratus thing and just learn on the job, whereas like she did not have the right time and the right know-how to be able
Mm-hmm.
to do that the right way. Now, that was when she was in NXT and also when they brought her to the main roster type situation. She should have been great, but WWE didn't allow her to be. Then she left and she did get some training, but then once she got her training, they brought her back. They were like, they dropped the ball again with her because number one, like they were trying to like present her as this, this all thing goddess, but then it was like she'd like get into the ring and then something would happen and the match wouldn't happen, type thing. And this kept on going and kept on going and kept on going. And it's like she proved that she could wrestle, but it was like it got to the point where it was like, you know how, especially when it comes to females, the WWE fans, they're like, all right, once we see that you suck once, you just suck. You could do whatever you want to. You're still going to be garbage, and that's what she got dealt with on that one. And so now she's out.
I can honorably respect that you want to defend it. And yes, Vince is well known for doing that and throwing people in the spotlight before they're ready. I mean, shit, look at Roman Reigns. Perfect example, and they're just like, look, listen to us. What we're telling you, do it. You'll be good. Yes, she was probably dealt a bad hand, but we could still say during the time, even when she had her first run, it was bad. Even when she had her second run, it was bad. There's no denying that. The situation at hand is shitty, but we cannot deny it was bad.
Yes, the
Yeah.
situation was bad. She is not, and that's where I'm drawing the line. So you watch your tongue there, buddy. All right, back off my all red everything. Okay, you sit over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to know that Swag Switcher, remember every individual, we have that one person that we just gonna look. I don't care. We gonna defend it. And for
I
Swag
10
Switcher,
toes down on this one. Don't you tread lightly when you talk about my Eva.
just wait till you watch Lucha. You're gonna see the redhead I'm talking about, and you might be like, and she's Spanish too. You might,
I mean, red's my favorite color, so it's like you don't have to sell me on a redhead in any kind of way.
Okay.
Listen, like, because at first when I thought you was talking about Christy Hemme, I was like, now hold on there, buddy.
No, Christy Hemme was good. No,
she was one of those ones that like didn't know, but she pulled her weight and she got better and she became legitimate,
yeah,
especially when
no.
she went to TNA. I actually got to meet her too. I got a picture
I did
somewhere.
too at a wrestling con as well.
What's she doing nowadays? I'm gonna have to look her up.
Just it was just in. Oh, you mean like in general right now?
Yeah, just in general.
I'm not too sure honestly. That would be a great question.
Gotta see how she look. I'm gonna look her up later.
But
But
don't want to dive too far into this. Want to make sure we kind of get back to the task at hand, which is one match that we both really could say was a good part of the show. So I wanted to say, outside of that match, it was going to be Trick Williams versus Elijah. All right. I was really feeling that match. Really, really feeling that match.
I have to give it to Trick Williams. And it's the fact that as far as his wrestling goes, because I hear a lot of people say yay and nay about his wrestling, but it's like sometimes I feel like Trick Williams he'll get lazy, and then when he has like a match that's like this, he turns it up, and it reminds me like no, Trick Willie is actually pretty good. Now where he's at in his promos and stuff like that, with becoming this bad guy that he's trying to push
Mm-hmm.
after it's funny because it always happens where it's like I'll say something negative and then that person will do something to make me be like, all right, he heard me. He turned it up. He turned it up. Okay. Excuse me. I'll sit
excuse the
back.
excuse the hell out of me.
Because Trick Williams, he turned it up this week. And in that particular match, because of the fact that it did technically happen last week when I was first talking bad about him, if I would have saw this match and everything, I would have been like, okay. But then going into what he does this week, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. But like, still the champion, beats Elias, and now the seeds have been more than planted because Trick William in First Class is now truly a thing. And I'll get
Yes.
into more into that bit when I start talking about the TNA stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's coming. But to get off TNA for a brief moment, because we're going to circle back around to that stuff. Raw. So we're going to talk about the important piece about Raw. And that is the seeing of the fallout of Ron killings.
Formerly known
Now,
as R-Truth.
this has been interesting because I've been doing some deep dive and seeing what people have been saying about this whole R-Truth thing. And they are definitely firing on all cylinders with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain degree. Because when we get into SmackDown, there's something that I don't agree about that they're about to do. But like R-Truth comes out there and cuts his dreads off.
Iconic
And now
moment
says,
for people who know why that was important. Everybody, the fact that people know why that's a very important thing for him to cut his dreads, and the audience going like, "Holy shit, holy shit!" Like that's a big thing for anyone in the black community. Is you cutting off your dreads, like cutting off your power, and he literally just
yeah,
did it live.
when you cut your dread, because dreads are a very final, like it's a hairstyle that's very final. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
once you get dreads, you just have dreads now, type thing.
yeah,
So to cut them all off, how he did, that's like it was very symbolic of being like what I've been, that's gone now. And after seeing what he looks like fully, like with everything cleaned up, bam, he is night and day of a person.
yes.
Like he looks. I would not want to be caught in the alleyway somewhere with R-Truth. I'm sorry, with Ron Killings, because I'm clutching my purse and I'm probably calling the police. Like I'm just.
Yo, I'm so dead. Yeah, not you profiling my dude. Oh my god. Oh man,
However,
it's so good though.
what I have noticed though, it's what I'm seeing now and what has been translated to me. We're dealing with a Hulk and Bruce Banner type situation. Because
Uh, really, it's more of a DID thing. It's more of a medical DID thing, and the reason why I say that's mainly because I understand it from my own partner's experience. But DID by basically having, your true self, and you have alters. And when he keeps saying "I'm driving now," it's basically the other persona of him is taking over your original state, and he's currently driving at this time.
But couldn't one also just say the fact that that is actually what Bruce Banner and the Hulk is?
I mean, technically, yeah. Technically, if you
Because
really think about it,
usually,
yeah.
because with my understanding of that that medical condition, because I also know someone who does, you know, sometimes that switch happens from some kind of a trigger. Hulk's switch is anger.
You know what? I'm gonna actually see if there's a video or something about that, because a lot of people, some people do find it, I won't say insensitive or something like that, but like you trying to compare something that to them is very like sensitive or something like that or whatever. So you might be right, somebody might actually have like a video essay or something about that. So I'd be quite interested to see if somebody has made a development about that, like so serious.
It's just a thought because I've thought of
Mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm,
myself and whatnot. Once I've come to understand and learn what that particular situation is, but it's like
mm-hmm,
because the fact that usually there's like it's some kind of trigger, and on top of that, it's often linked to some kind of past trauma.
mm.
And
And it's
Bruce
funny.
Banner,
Sorry,
yeah,
real quick, it's funny because like when you talk about even Ron Killings, him cutting off his hair, people always say hair holds memories. So that hair might be the memory that is our truth, and that's why he keeps saying I'm driving now. But continue on with the whole.
that's actually a very interesting that is quite a connection that you made there with that piece. The bit that I was about to say with the Hulk is the fact that Bruce Banner, he had a really rough childhood
That
type
is
thing,
true.
and so he grew up in a with an abusive father and all this other
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then you know all of that rage and anger that he has stored inside him is what would have formed this altar that would be the Hulk. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that now this altar has been fed this extra power through the gamma radiation so that when that switch happens, it's more than just a switch that's also happening type
Mm-hmm.
thing. So it's like this personality because the Hulk sees himself as the Hulk, as a separate entity of Bruce Banner, even the and to a certain degree, as the alters, there is a communication that can happen between the one self and whatever alter that they have within them, kind of thing of saying like, all right, who's in the driver's seat, who's taking it, I need to drive now, no, you're not ready to drive. It's a thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, there's a little there's now, whether or not if that's what when they created the Hulk and stuff like that, whether or
I'm
not that's
so
what they
serious
meant to
because
do,
I'm so serious
who
because
knows?
me and the Hulk. I'm totally gonna find that out. I'm totally gonna look that
But
up.
yeah, so yeah, Rod Killings. But with that being said, though, that very well actually what you said though could be true because like there's times like for instance on SmackDown, um, when he comes out when they catch him backstage, he's talking to himself like he as
Yeah.
if he's talking to our truth
Mm-hmm.
type
Mm-hmm.
situation about whatever it was, and so and then that's why I was like, I'm driving now, I got this type situation,
Mm-hmm.
and so so that was a very big thing and about with Ron Killings, and it's interesting because it's like Ron Killings has always been identified as like the heel version of himself, but like now he is like the protector of our truth to a certain degree, which I'm loving, and I'm gonna go back to that in a second because that is a big point on SmackDown. But like
Okay.
just a quick mention: John Cena and CM Punk in Saudi Arabia.
Oh no! Oh, so everybody is getting on Punk about this. Like, yo, Punk, you got on the Miz that one time, and now you're getting ready to go to Saudi.
About
So
that Saudi money.
yeah, so somebody posts up, we getting that right, man. Somebody
CM Punk's
posted
new
that
theme
song.
song.
We getting that right, man. But he did say, so it's kind of like, because of that contradictory text, he did say, I am not here to make friends. I am here to make money. So, like, I mean, he that is proving it. That is speaking to it. So you can't really get mad at it. He basically, I'm throwing the integrity out the window. I am here to make money. He kind of pulls a Vince card there, if you think about
A little bit. Which don't say that to his face. He'll probably punch you.
it.
He'll scrap with you on that one.
Hey, look, he might. And if he scraps with me, I won't take legal issue. I'll be like, look, I'll sue. I'll be like, look, I will sue you. And here's the thing. I don't even want the money, bro. Just give me a match. Give me one match. And make it SummerSlam. Wow. Make it SummerSlam. And look, I will train again to have a match, even if it's a 5-minute match, even if it's, him put me in an anaconda vice and I tap. I don't even care. All right. To have that moment, to be in the ring with somebody like that, worth it.
Goddamn, CM Punk. Freaking. Yeah, CM Punk about to get that A-Rab money as
We getting A-Rab money.
I think I shared the video on the podcast Twitter, BBOD podcast on Twitter.
Yeah,
because I had saw it, so it was like, because boy, they hooked me in, because I was all like, it was like, hey, it's like CM Punk's new theme song going into Saudi Arabia. I'm like, oh, what is this? And it's like they got like the CM Punk fucking Titantron.
Mm-hmm.
But then we in there, money. I'm like, oh, y'all ain't shit for that. Y'all ain't. Wow, that's what y'all is wild.
I mean, that's why I even did. We get nervous. Hilarious, because it's so true. It's so true. But
Boy.
Outside of that, SmackDown was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. A lot of storyline development. Naomi, man, she is killing it on Twitter. She's killing everything. Not saying she hasn't been killing it before, but Naomi is totally.
Let me parking lot that real quick, because
Okay,
when you said Naomi, which is funny, the fact that we almost did not talk about this, because you moved off of Raw to go to SmackDown real fast.
Oh, you're right.
It also shows
I just realized that
how much Jay lost the belt.
Oh yeah, no, that was the transition. That was the here, nigga, damn.
That wow. Listen, people have been
Shout out to Lord Zay. Shout out to Lord Zay, bro.
Listen,
The here nigga title.
Lord Zay, like, I've sent him like every video that I
everyone
where I've seen it, and I was like, wow, are they watching the podcast? Because I've never heard of the here damn thing.
Nope.
I've never heard of that until Lord Zay said it, and then now Lord Zay out here.
And I'm like, we have it on video first. So unless somebody can show it, we have it on video. It's on the tube. It's on everywhere.
BBOD podcast. Y'all heard it first here. And like, it sucks. I have friends who watch wrestling, and fam, they are up in arms about Jay losing that title. And
Rikishi's pissed.
I've been meaning to watch Rikishi's response on that. Yeah, I heard that he was.
Is so fucking mad. But as a father, can you blame him? Can you blame a father for wanting to want good for his boys? Can you blame a father?
I can't. And talking about that, right? Because, like, let's take the rose-colored glasses off, man.
Okay, talk about it.
Jey Uso's reign as champion has been
Go ahead, say
booty
it. Yep. Poodoo.
or hoodoo,
Mm-hmm.
as you would
Poodoo.
say.
Poodoo.
It has not been good. And the thing is, it has not been good since the lead up to it.
Mm.
Jay, we spoke on this last week. Jay was the catchphrase guy, all right,
Mm-hmm.
which that is obvious to see. 4 letters, 1 word,
Whoa.
yeet. Okay, he's the catchphrase guy.
Mm-hmm.
Big Jim, that's the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been the mouthpiece. And Jay is just not a promo dude. He's never been able to get his promos across in a way where I'm like, hell yeah, I'm believing what you're putting down. And that was leading up until he got the title. He made it seem like he was going to put that man in the dirt. And he did not back up those words in that WrestleMania match. And then
He
since
he
then,
humiliated him. I would give him that with the tap. He did humiliate him. That is right
yes,
the biggest thing.
he did get that across. And I will say, in hindsight, after Kyle letting it marinate a bit, like he did give him a bit of a match, but it's like he was talking big game. It's like when when you sometimes watch UFC and
Mm-hmm.
that one person they're talking like this super big game, like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down and put 10 toes up your ass and all this other stuff, right?
Basically, if Austin said, I'm gonna stop a mud hole on you and walk it dry, and that's the like if he did that, he just came over there and just
Exactly. Like anytime Stone Cold said he was going to stop a mud hole in your Rocky Dry, like at some point in that match, Stone Cold is going to take you to that point where yes, he does do that. He will stomp that mud hole. He will lose control. He will get crazy, and he's going to beat your ass. Now, whether or not if he wins or lose at the end is one thing, but at least he backs up what he would say.
Mm-hmm.
Jay made it seem like, oh, he's about to put a hurting on him. He's telling him to go, call his mom and all this other stuff and kiss your wife and shit. Like,
It is the equivalent of Triple H and Randy Orton at Mania, and it had a DQ stipulation. It's like, bro, you can't really fully unleash if you have a DQ stipulation and you lose the title. If you DQ, weapons should be involved. You invaded this man's house, and we're gonna have a good old clean wrestling match. No.
but I mean, in a sense, yes, but like, if there was some kind of antics like that put to it, then sure, why not? Because at least there's story there that can continue on afterwards. But it's like
Mm-hmm.
that match at WrestleMania was like it felt so final and
Mm-hmm.
so just and so. But since then, he has given us nothing but like
Oh,
it's
you
just
mean
been
Jey
nothing
Uso?
but
Yeah,
that.
no, I mean that's just Jey Uso though. You know, it's a
And
solo
so it's
competitor,
like
unfortunately.
now, granted, Gunther has redeemed his name a little bit, kind of
Winning the
like
title.
well, winning the title is not what redeemed his name. His promos. He Gunther has promoted his ass off to wash off the stank of that Pat McAfee trash. Okay,
Oh damn, that's how you feeling?
the match was great, but how it went down was it wasn't good for Gunther to
Mm.
me because
Mm-hmm,
it's like
mm-hmm.
Gunther went and attacked him and and threatened to beat up Michael Cole, and then he ends it with like, what is that? What is
Oh, like
that?
that handshake, that like yeah, like you
What
did good.
is that?
And
No,
that,
no, Gunther,
and
you're supposed to be mad. You're a
s-
big bad monster dude. Beat their
speaking
ass.
speaking of, by the way, you know what also really pissed me off is when Jay, after he loses the title, he does the promo. Give everything to Gunther. Gunther's a good dude.
Yeah,
Nigga, what?
I don't know what all that's about.
Nigga, what?
That's like I don't know why or how we got there.
He
Like
destroyed your brother in your face. Paul. He like
Wow.
he's bloodied up everything, and he kicked his ass and everything in front of your face, wiped the blood on his chest, and you sat there and you just dealt with it, and you just said,
Damn.
"Oh, I'm gonna call your mama. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," and then
Which you didn't do.
no. Well, I don't
Which
know
you
if he
did not
called his
do.
mama now. I don't, he told Gunther to call his mom. I don't think he called his mom.
No. But after his mom called him and said, "Why you let that man do that to your brother?"
Okay, that's valid.
And then for it to end up with this? No. You know what that does?
What?
This solidifies that Jay is completely out of the title picture. That's what
Oh
that
no, he's gone. Oh, he's gone.
he
He's
is.
not coming back.
He is out of the title picture, probably never to be seen again. And rumor has it that they're trying to put him back with his brother. Because did you
As he
see
should.
the little thing that
The Twitter thing for New
with
Day?
New Day? Fam.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that because Wrestle Talk was talking about it was Wrestle Talk and WrestleMania was talking about, by the way, shout outs to Wrestle Talk and WrestleMania. Love both of those channels. They were talking about the reason why Jey Uso lost the title. And this is not really spoiler, but not spoiler. It's mainly because for Gunther, he's going to go against Goldberg at Saturday Night's Main Event coming up in July to compete with All In. They're literally putting Goldberg on free TV to compete with All In, or I guess to push people away from watching All In. So you got a free show where you can see Goldberg. And do you want to go see All In? Right. So that's the reason why they got the belt off of him. And then now, because New Day have been hinting, hey, we want real competition. We want real matches. And what better competition was their fucking rivals, the Usos, bro? We have magical. I'm gonna say it again. Matter of fact, like Booker T, 5 times. Magical goddamn matches with those two. With the fucking unit itself. I mean, we have the rap battle, which I would love to bring that back. That rap battle was fire. Oh, the innuendos, the puns, all that stuff. We need to. Where your stomach hang out more than your we need to. Remember when Kofi
Oh
said that?
no. So I actually heard a story about that.
Okay.
Um and this is hopefully I don't botch it because this was via Mega Ran.
Oh yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Because Mega Ran was there, like he was actually on TV with like Xavier Woods and all them
Yeah,
because
and then
they're clicked up
Wale.
their butt. And so like they was actually yeah, he's also good with Wale too because of the
Mm-hmm.
shows that they've done with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying the fact that like originally they had like he was backstage when he was backstage with them when they was doing it, he was with the Usos and the the producers came up to them and was like, "Hey," they showed them the script that was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be for the for the rap battle or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
and it was what was it it was pretty much the New Days part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were all like what is the like they were trying to say like asking them like what's their part of the script so that we can so that we can all be on the same page and see what's going on, and they
Mm-hmm.
kept on like saying like no give us a little bit more time, we're still kind of putting together, we're still working on it type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which it was all like Big Ren's like, oh, I see what they doing. And so it's like where they knew what the New Day was going to say, the New Day had no idea what the Usos were going to say. So everything that the Usos said, the New Day was hearing that for the first time.
Oh, like the Xavier part? Like you
Yes, all the stuff that literally all the stuff that the Usos said, like the Xavier Woods side of people, and maybe everybody else in the ring had no idea what's going to happen. The
Damn.
Usos knew everything that the New Day was going to say, but they didn't. But the New Day did not know what the Usos had to say, and so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, they really. So it's like the expressions of their faces. Those were genuine and pure. I was like, man, New Day, y'all ain't shit. But and I'm sorry, not New Day. I was Usos, y'all ain't shit. And currently, they really ain't shit until they get back together. Because let's be honest, it is what it is. It's needed what it's needed. Jay lost the belt. Come back to the mid card, or please just get back into the tag team. Because honestly, I bring us back to the Uso Penitentiary, whatever you want to call it. Just put them boys back together because
Yes, the
they're just
Usos in
better.
general put them back together. Yes, yes, yes.
They just there's just certain tag teams that it just makes sense for them to be together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because where one flounders and the other one is where one flounders in something, the other one succeeds in it, which makes them level out. So now with SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
um, you had brought up proceed with caution.
Yes.
Please continue with what you were saying on that.
I was saying that Naomi is on the run of a century right now. Not saying that she's always been great. We've already said it multiple times on the podcast. Naomi is a phenomenal person, phenomenal wrestler. And you know how you stand by Eva? I'm gonna stand by Naomi mainly because she's Florida, she's Floridian. And
Okay.
I've met her once because I used to work at a hospital, and she was a good friend and with somebody in that particular hospital. She actually, I think she used to work at the hospital too, but I think she was just coming by to say hey to friends and stuff like that.
Which also makes sense because she did graduate from Seminole High School, and Seminole High
Mm-hmm.
School has like the whole health medical academy thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So knowing all that, I bumped into her once while I was doing my security duty, but um just she is taking this story of the proceed with caution, and as much as I also like to connect it to Owen Hart too a little bit, just because used to have the caution gear when he was in
As you
the
should.
nation. Yes,
Such a great shout out to Owen Hart.
it really is. It really is. And how she's always keeping her gear fresh. It's always either white and yellow with the caution tape on it. This night it was purple. I don't know if it was just like, hey, I'm just wearing like regular street gear, but it was still really dope. And her letting Tiffy know like, yo, your time is up and you better proceed with caution. And it's like, it just it works. It works with everything.
Listen, that
It is
promo was
it
so great.
it
That
works with
promo was so
everything.
good. It's one of those things where it's like Naomi is in this interesting spot where it's like she's obviously the heel, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like you can't deny the things that she was saying because what she said to Tiffy, right? Talking about how
Mm-hmm.
like I ain't forgot about what happened back when I was about to get the title and you kept sticking your nose in my business. And so it's like for Tiffy, who is like, trying to is currently like the baby face right now, it's like Tiffy's demons are coming back to bite her in the ass in the form of
Naomi.
yeah, so it's like and to see Tiffy like like she was hush mouth because she was like, oh yeah, I did do that shit back then. Mm,
Like, oh, ooh, damn.
yeah,
So
you
I
got me
did
on
do
that
that.
one. I
Can't
can't
can't can't deny that one.
so but I have to say, still going on this bit with the females,
Yes.
my prediction has been flawed.
Okay.
I thought because it looked like everything was going according to plan. Because
Mm-hmm.
Jay Cargill is moving on in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Oh, you're talking about yep.
But then for the other qualifier, Charlotte Flair does not go on, and instead we get Alexa Bliss. Monkey wrench in the plan.
Maybe interference. Matter of fact, no. You know what? Maybe they might be saving it for SummerSlam because that's a big match.
Honestly, it is. You're not wrong. But so it's like, so there is that piece. So like they're going to make us wait for the Jade and Charlotte match. But that threw a monkey wrench in my plan. But you know what it did solidify for me?
Mm-hmm.
Jade is about to be the queen of the ring.
Which then Naomi is going to keep holding, and yeah, it's going to eventually happen. It's going to eventually happen.
So now, like, as I said, so of the 3 possible outcomes that I had, the first outcome is done because Charlotte Flair's out of that picture. So there's still 2 possible outcomes on this, and I think that we're going to get Jade's going to become. I'm currently banking on Jade becoming queen of the ring. Jade's going to go on to fight most likely Tiffy, unless Tiffy drops the belt to somebody else. Which, if she drops the belt to somebody else, in my mind, I was thinking she dropped the belt to maybe Bianca somewhere in this near future, because Bianca's on her way back. And then
yeah, she's gonna be back at SummerSlam.
And so, like, if we have like SummerSlam, well, wait, you think so you're thinking she's going to be back at SummerSlam, or
they're saying with her injury with her hand currently, we more likely would probably see her at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Not saying that it's before or after, just like apparently that's what we should be seeing her again prominently.
Oh, okay. Well, if that is the case, then because if she's not going to be back before SummerSlam to possibly try and take the belt from Tiffy before then there's only one way this ends. In my mind, my current prediction on this, and that is Jade wins the crown. She goes to SummerSlam. She fights Tiffy. She beats Tiffy. And then she gets cashed in on.
Throwing 2 monkey wrenches real quick. What if... Now, I once hypothetical, because I don't think it might happen. Like, okay, I think this might be where you might be originally going, where Bianca wins the title. Now it's Jade versus Bianca. And then Bianca wins, right? But now Naomi has a clear shot to the basket, right? And to try to show her loyalty to Bianca, she looks like she's about to cash in and then doesn't. And then, like, you know, just like to mess with her, like, I'm your friend, I'm not gonna do that. Bianca turns around, she hits her with her finisher, right? Then cashes in. Like, it's the ultimate backstab. That would be number 1. I didn't know if that's where your brain's
going. That's actually a cool alternative.
Because then now it pushes
because she turns on Bianca type situation.
And then it creates a 3-way, it's a 3-way dance. It creates a 3-way match because now Bianca's mad at Naomi, Jay's mad at Naomi, and maybe something happens in the match where Bianca's mad at Jade, so it's now all 3 of them hate each other. And it creates a good match.
That is possible. I can see that. And we have like a triple threat down the line.
Yeah. I almost said 3-way dance. Triple threat, yes.
I mean, that is what a triple threat is. It is a 3-way dance.
Well, technically 4-way dance is really what the 4-way match is, 4-way dance, but the triple threat is the triple threat, but as WWE standards.
Gotcha. No, that is a very, because my mind was that Jade just beats and then Naomi cashes in on Jade type thing, but that is an interesting output where she turns on where she does.
I feel like that would be
like she's with Bianca, and then, you know, trying to mend that friendship kind of thing, celebrating with her. And then betray. I
feel like that would be such, like, as you're wanting to not hate Naomi because Naomi's again on the run of a century. If you really want to make her a fucking heel, like, make it what, like, yo, Naomi, like, we love you, but yo, Like, literally have Jade and Bianca have this match. Bianca wins. It's they raise a hand, show a little bit of respect or something like that. Whatever it causes attention. The tension can actually happen during the build-up, right? But just have the moment, raise hand, you know, Jade or whatever gets beat up by Naomi and causes rift. She's like, no, I'm actually here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And she's like, okay, I'll chill out. Turns around, get ready to walk out. Boom, hits with the forearm, right? Then hits her with a finisher. Boom, in the ring. Referee calls in 1, 2, 3, takes it from Naomi, right? That's if obviously Bianca has the title, right? But that's just what my brain was thinking for a second. Is like that would be the that was file.
Now, the only bit that would have to happen, though, because as of right now, Bianca has made it very clear, I don't fuck with you. And so Naomi would have to, during that whole buildup, Naomi would have to be going above and beyond and far out in between to try and earn her trust back type thing.
So
Which I
maybe
could
not.
see that happening.
Maybe
Like, it
not.
would be
Maybe not
tough.
SummerSlam. Maybe not SummerSlam. Maybe Mania. Like SummerSlam is. You remember how when Becky Lynch she came back at Mania. Okay, remember how she came back at Mania and SummerSlam and beat somebody for their title. So remember how she just came back, gets a match with that person, wins it. This is where because I don't think King of the Ring immediately has a cash in of when you can have the match, does it?
So that's actually a good question.
I don't think they have a
Because
time period.
Because I thought once you become queen, I thought it was like you become queen of the ring and that gets you the possible title shot. And I thought the title shot match was supposed to be at SummerSlam.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Okay, so then Jade beats then if that's the case, I feel like that would be too quick. Because then that's obviously the inevitable. I think WWE would throw the wrench of like, hey, Jade wins beating Tiffy, and then Naomi doesn't cash, right? And then maybe there's a match between Jade and Bianca somewhere down the road. Maybe let's say around November, December-ish, right? Boom, Bianca takes the title off her, right? And then that's either it happens then or it has to happen somewhere. Well, no, it has to happen then because if you got to build on the hatred of all three, then it has to happen November, December. Then the build up goes from December all the way to Mania, where it's now Jade and Bianca start having their offsets or having their issues. And then maybe they do a rubber match, right? Do the rubber match. That's when Naomi cashes in. And then from there, the buildup is Bianca matter of fact, no. Okay. So Bianca asking Jay to have her back. Or for some reason, like say she's like, hey, I'm getting ready to have this match. She's been acting wild, she's been acting crazy. How about I have my back? And you know how the conflict of maybe Naomi grabs a weapon to either hit Jade or Bianca, and then something happens where she's grabbing it and she accidentally hits the other girl. And then that's like, oh. So then they take it all report. She's like, you hit me in the head with the. She's like, I was trying to stop her, but you hit me in the head. So now we got problems. And that kind of starts it up. And then she keeps trying to help her and accidentally keep hitting her. And then finally, it leads to a buildup where it's like, you're my friend, boom. And now Jade and Bianca's going at each other. And then Naomi's just like, she's just laughing. Like, this is the chaos I wanted.
Oh, yeah. That would be great to see.
That would, yeah. But again, hypothetical, maybe possible.
Now, just to confirm and to let you know, the way that they are doing it, it is to receive a match at SummerSlam. A world championship match of their respective brands at SummerSlam. And so like if Jade Cargill wins, she will be fighting Tiffy or whoever may possibly have that belt by the time SummerSlam comes around. And that's the same thing for the guys. And so that's where that piece is. And so we'll see. We're it's an interesting spot, and I'm curious to see where we are going to turn up with it. Now, jumping back to our to our killings, Ron Truth,
Mm-hmm.
John Cena comes out in the beginning talking all this stuff, and Ron Killings comes out there and attacks him. And that's been a thing that a lot of people have been talking about this week on certain podcasts, especially Busted Open. Because Busted Open, they're all like, if they do this switch with Ron Killings, like after the big thing that they did on SmackDown, the follow up for what they're going to do with him is going to be like that make or break type situation. They was talking about that,
Mm-hmm.
which me personally, I was like, no, I agree with that because like if they brought Ron Killings back and then made him like start feuding with somebody else that's not John Cena's name,
Yeah, that would have been
that would have been
stupid.
stupid. But no, he came out there, came for John Cena, and then came out there a second time and came for John Cena, jumping him and beat his ass.
Hey,
Man,
yo, I
like,
ain't gonna lie. And then when Nick Aldis, he came up and said, "Yo, you can't keep doing that. Give me a match with Cena. Got it. I'm in the driver's seat now." It was like, yo,
listen,
it's
I
like
was
he's
like,
still being
okay.
goofy, but he's not.
Now the only thing is though, I'm curious to see, are we going to get Ron Killings versus Cena for the title though? That's what I want.
Mm,
That's what I want. I just want to see it. I just want to see it because when John Cena fought R-Truth, that was just a match. That
mm-hmm.
wasn't for anything. So there was no real repercussions behind it. But now this time, would they fight? There's a part of me that's like, I think they're gonna let R-Truth go over on John Cena. And if they do, then that's all like, well, that obviously should put him in the title picture type situation. And so whether or not if he wins or not, which I feel is like that's like my main thing. I'm like, I don't care if he wins or not. If he does win, that's crazy.
I feel like it would be a if they do it non-title, he will win. If it's non-title, he'll
Oh
win.
yeah. Non-title, I think they're gonna let John Cena get beat by him. But like
SummerSlam.
when he
SummerSlam.
wins,
I'm calling it out. SummerSlam. I'm calling it now. SummerSlam. He gets the win, right? And then now everybody starts joking at him. Cody, matter of fact, Cody is the reason he gets he gets the W, right? So in the non-title stipulation, he doesn't beat him clean. I don't think they'll give him a clean W on Cena. Maybe Cena is a generous enough dude. He may do it, but I feel like to just build the animosity between Cody and Cena, whenever they have the match, Cody interferes, and then you see Cody at like the apron just like laughing like, yeah, I did that, I got him the W, right? And so that creates tension with Cena because he's like, no, I should be ruining this, like he shouldn't be getting this win over me. And uh it leads to a match at SummerSlam where he gets a title shot again, right? We're probably never gonna see Ron Killings with the strap, but I feel like because of his popularity right now, him at SummerSlam and then getting a real match out of Ron Killings with Cena.
problem though,
What's up?
one problem: King of the Ring. We don't know who's going to win King of the Ring, but whoever wins King of the Ring, if it's a person on SmackDown, they automatically go to fight John Cena.
Well, here's the
Now,
thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
there is still an open spot on Raw for one of the King of the Ring matches. And so a lot of people are speculating maybe they're going to put R-Truth in that match. Ron Killings.
So I think if they do that, right? Say if your curiosity is, hey, King of the Ring, right? Obviously Goldberg is not beating uh Ron Killings. I mean, excuse me, Goldberg is not beating Gunther. It's literally just gonna be Goldberg's last match, right? Goldberg's last match. He's getting the chance to go out in his terms, right? So that's just one match. But the King of the Ring, that person can still win and still go through Gunther. Like, I don't think there's going to be a storyline that's going to continue on with Goldberg.
Well, I mean, but they have to think about that though, because once again, with the King of the Ring, the way that's going is the fact that whoever wins, they get if someone from Raw wins, wow, if someone from Raw wins, they're
Yeah,
going to fight the
the
champion
Raw
on
champion.
Raw, and if someone from SmackDown wins, they're going to fight the champion that's on
Sami
SmackDown.
Zayn.
Now,
Sami
I'm not
Zayn wins
saying
King of the
who.
Ring.
I mean,
Sami
Sami
Zayn.
Zayn did qualify.
Sami
And
Zayn
so,
wins
but
King
the
of the
thing
Ring.
that I was saying though is that because now that I've actually said that out loud, are Ron Killings fighting John Cena? I don't know how that's going to be able to happen for him for SummerSlam.
Again, Sami wins King of the Ring, goes against Gunther. Gunther, Sami too.
So there is that, but with SmackDown, because technically Ron Killings is not a SmackDown person.
He's a Raw guy.
He is a Raw person.
Yeah.
And so it's like it does not make sense for him to fight at because he technically it would not make sense for him to go and fight John Cena at WrestleMania, not SummerSlam.
Well, I mean, they've already done it before. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's, in Saturday Night's Main Event, I guess because it's a joint pay per view, but they don't really do the whole brand split as much as they don't really stay as faithful to that because they kind of threw that out the window a while back already.
But the other piece that I'm getting at is the fact that because SummerSlam is like in August, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like I don't think they're going to hold on to this. There is way too much space in between now and August for them to try and hold our interest in R-Truth and John Cena at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason why I only wish it would happen is because just like Cena is getting his last run, this is Ron Killing's last run. And, you know, what better way, because obviously they're not going to put the belt on him, what better way to give him a big match? Because they're probably not going to put him at Mania. They're probably not going to put him anywhere major. And two, this popularity for him is red hot. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. By next week, you know what I'm saying? It's not like sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish your thought. Finish
Um,
your thought.
it's not like a I believe in Joe Hendry kind of thing where it's kind of ongoing. It's not really because, like, remember, he's had multiple times to get the belt and get that, but the fans are still going for it, right? With Ron Killings, I think because of his character, doing a match, say now, and then maybe still building onto it till August, potentially. I feel like potentially could happen. Now, will it? Maybe not, but I have a feeling that would be a really cool way to kind of put everything together because you're not going to put Cena versus Cody at um SummerSlam. I don't think.
The best way that I can put that is that if wishes were fishes, this world would be an ocean.
True.
And I don't see it coming. I don't see it happening. But just to speed things along because we're finally coming back around to TNA that I wanted to get at real quick. And
And
just to throw it out, the reason why I'm not talking about AEW is that AEW is still in timeout because y'all gave me 4 hours of almost nothing. Not saying that Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland did not tear the house down match wise, but AEW is all matches, no promo. They're not pushing nothing. They're barely pushing anything. I'm so tired of Tony Storm having these meaningless matches while CEO sits outside the ring and eats these cold ass steaks. and take pictures and show
How you
off
know
of
they cold? How you know they
her
cold?
because she ain't touch it. And she's, sits outside the ring, like she's supposed to be commentating, but she's apparently too good for commentating, and she's got 1,000 belts, and a bitch ain't one. Like, I'm just like,
You say,
I'm
are you
I'm
talking
mad at
about
age.
she ain't one? She's not a title.
Listen, I mean, anyway. Let me not be mean and shit. But like, now I will say the only thing that AEW does get out of me is the fact that they got me interested in Kenny Omega's match. All right, they
Because
did that.
obviously, wait, the match that week, or are you talking about with him and Okada?
Him and Okada.
Because we already know that. I don't know. Like, I don't feel we're ever gonna get a Wrestle Kingdom version of that match. It will be a good match. It's just not gonna be Wrestle Kingdom 1 or 2. It's not gonna be those. And
No,
everybody's hoping that it will. It will not. I don't think it. They'll
I think at this point it does not need to be it, but it needs to come close. It
very
needs to come.
much, very
It's got to
fucking
come
close.
close because, but they're building it good. Out of everything that's happening right now in AEW, at least they've started building that and making it feel really big and really important.
Fuck, I'm actually
Because,
gonna show that to my wife when we get home. I'm gonna show that to her. I'm gonna show her those matches.
but yeah, maybe I'll talk more about AEW next week. But TNA though.
Okay.
So first off, my girls, the inspiration in TNA, formerly known as the Iconics, they are back, and I'm so goddamn happy. Oh, I've
It's
missed
basically the
those.
beautiful people.
I have missed. Actually, no, they're not. They're not the beautiful people. The people who have the titles right now, they're the reincarnation
Okay,
of the
yeah.
beautiful people.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Like,
Which I feel like that's a gimmick you could have just ran to the fucking ground. Like they're the new beautiful people. Because like
I
beauty,
don't know why they didn't. They could have,
you
unless they
really
just
could
didn't
just
want to. And it might just be like a whole thing, just so
property.
that like they don't want to like take their thing from them or whatever.
Fuck
But
no.
like,
I feel like Velvet Sky and them, they would be like, yo, keep that shit right. Because the theme song is, I'm sorry, that theme song is great. The gimmick is great. It only makes fucking sense. And because it's the
but they're
Nakas,
to me they're the beautiful people, but more Barbie.
yeah.
Because our beautiful people that we know of, like they were hot. They were
Mm-hmm.
like we're hot and we fucking know it and we're gonna shred
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
type
Mm-hmm.
thing. And you can look if you want to. We don't care. We do it for us. Kind of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was
Mm-hmm.
that was that. This one, they're super Barbie girl. They remind me of they're like a mated version of what's called the Vanity Project in Evolve,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which for a minute I wasn't feeling them, but after Homie got the title, like I'm like, okay, I'm kind of fucking with this Vanity Project because they are take the idea of the beautiful people, but make it supermodel college kids type
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's the Vanity Project, and they're pretty niche and evolve. Shout out to them. But
Mm-hmm.
like but yeah, now I'm glad because now I can get some more of the inspiration. And I love how like in commentary they make little nods, especially since because they're working with WWE. Like they made a statement saying it's like this iconic maneuver. I'm like, y'all ain't shit. I hear y'all. I see what y'all doing.
Mm-hmm.
I see what y'all
Mm-hmm.
doing. But I had to say that for myself. Shouting them out. But first class Trick Williams is, as we saw with the Elias match, AJ Francis came out there and helped Trick Williams beat Elias. And it's now been fully confirmed that First Class and Trick Williams are in cahoots together. And now I feel that Trick Williams can finally look like and be the heel he's trying to be. Because when he was fighting Elias, he pulled out all the heel maneuvers from ripping the turnbuckle off and
Mm-hmm.
which led to his finish and win. He hit him in the head with a turnbuckle. Freaking AJ Francis came out there and interfered. I'm talking like if they weren't, they're trying to make it very clear that yes, Trick Williams is the heel, and putting him with First Class makes it even better. Especially with Homeboy out there when he came out, he's like First Class Trick, First Class, trying to get the fam. Bro, I was rolling. I'm like, oh, this is about to be a fucking thing. Trick is gonna hold this belt for a minute, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely holding that shit for a minute.
He's in there now. He is in there, and I was kind of on board, but now full throttle. I fastened my seatbelt.
You are preparing for flight.
Yep, take me for a ride. Let's do this. Let's do this. Get it to me. Get it to me.
It's crazy that you bring up Tricks because of Trick Williams and everything. I find it that outside of everything that's going on with TNA, I mean, was that the only thing you want to talk about? Because I know we want to actually get into the real topic of the day.
Oh yes, which is actually what I was going to lead into. I'm glad you're bringing that up because TNA had this very interesting match stipulation that I hadn't seen before, but apparently it's something that TNA has done before. They call it the 8-4-1 match. So, the 8-4-1 match, how it works is it's a 4-on-4 tag team match, right? Whichever team wins gets eliminated. I'm sorry, whichever team loses gets eliminated, and the remaining team, with the remaining team, it becomes a 4-way match. And then whoever wins the 4-way match becomes the number one contender, specifically for the women's title.
So wait, it's an 8-woman tag.
So it's 2 matches in one. First, it's an 8-woman's tag, right?
Okay.
You have a team of random bitches versus another team of random bitches, and whichever team wins, that team creates the 4-way match.
Oh, they say who gets to be in it?
Yes. So let's say you just have, because I don't remember the team lineup off the top of my head because there's a lot of girls. But it's like, you got 4 girls over here, 4 girls over here. This team of girls, or I should say like this team of girls wins the match, which makes these 4, they leave. And now the 4 remaining girls fight in a 4-way match. And whoever wins the 4-way match became the number one contender for the Knockouts title, to go up against Slamovich. And I thought that was a really cool idea, of like a really cool match stipulation. Because TNA, when it comes to creating cool matches and cool stipulations, I ain't gonna lie, TNA, they stay on it when it comes to like their unique matches, because they have the Monsters Ball, which we talked about last week. They have the X match, the X division match that they do. I forget what it's specifically called. Destination.
Oh, Destination X.
X?
No, Destination X. Destination X. You're right.
Okay, I was about to say that's not the name of the pay-per-view. Yeah, so
no,
they got Destination X and stuff like that. So it's like they have some really cool match stipulations that they've come up with, and I thought this one was a very unique one, and it's actually one that I would love to, like, I would want to use that in a wrestling game. Like, I would love to do that. Just have 8-on-8, and whoever becomes the last 4 have their match to get against each other to find out who's going to be the last person standing, and that person gets the title shot. And so, that being said, that match went to Killer Kelly, who literally just came back because she had been gone for a hot minute. And apparently her and Slamovich used to be a tag team at some point.
Yeah, that whole chain dropping thing, that that was weird. Like, you came in and dropped chain. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
so that's like a shout out or a callback to their whole
their
tag
team.
team
Yeah.
situation that they had going on. And so I'm like, okay, okay. And I like me some, like, when it comes to like the female wrestlers, I love weird, unique, crazy female wrestlers like fucking Killer Kelly. Like that's I'm fucking with this. And
Mm-hmm.
so I as you can see, I have become very locked in for my TNA right now,
Okay.
and TNA got me on the edge of my seat, especially with all this shit going on. Like TNA and NXT, they're doing it right now. And AEW, do better, god damn it.
Here we go.
But saying all that to lead into it, these different matches, talking about like different matches and stuff like that. When I was thinking about it this week, about this topic and everything, I actually had to remind myself what the topic was going to be. Um, it made me try and think about what was like my favorite match stipulation. And I think I'm at a crossroads because originally I think my favorite match stipulation, and it was always just purely because of the look, was Hell in a Cell.
Hell
I
yeah.
was a really big Hell in a Cell guy.
Hell yeah.
And and if we're talking about my favorite match stipulation to play on the game,
Mm-hmm.
for a while it was the Armageddon Hell in a Cell match, because that's a specific Hell in a Cell match, which for those who don't know, the Armageddon Hell in a Cell match, which is weird that that's how it ended up being called, but like at a Armageddon long time ago, WWE pay-per-view, there was a 6-man Hell in a Cell match that went down that had some of the toughest star power in it in Rikishi. However,
And Rikishi.
however, though I'm slightly clowning on that particular bit, the one thing that everyone remembers, the iconic moment of that match, was when Undertaker choke slammed
Yeah.
Rikishi off the top of the cage into the back of a truck filled with hay.
Which apparently had crash pads and everything in there too. And he actually ruptured his spleen from that.
Yeah, he ruptured his spleen in that. But that was like the big spot that happened of the match, which I remember made me mad because like that happened, and then Undertaker, he just like passed out on top of the cage. I'm like,
Yeah, he was done.
oh
He
man.
was like, mission complete.
Because like when that happened, I was like, oh man, that means Undertaker's not gonna fucking win. And I was
Mm-hmm.
really pulling for Taker to win that match. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty certain it was Kurt Angle who actually came out on top
Yeah,
in the end.
which was wild. Did not imagine that happening because, of the craziness of that match. Austin could win, Triple H could win, The Rock could win. And no, Angle, even though he's the one that loses the most in this, he's the one that won. And I always find that interesting. I mean, when it comes to match stipulations, man, I mean, people could automatically know me. I love me some hardcore. I love me some deathmatch wrestling. And I have a particular one. And it's interesting because when I brought it up to you, uh, it's the 3 stages of hell, at least the concept of the 3 stages of hell. And
Yes.
one of my favorite ones of all time is the Hell of War match with Killshot and Dante Fox. I am telling you, as much as I love Pentagon, I love Penta, and I loved his Cero Miedo match with Vampiro. That's like the match. If I ever was gonna be like, yo, who is your favorite wrestler? Give me a match and show me why. That is the match that was like, okay, I'm sold on Penta. You can tell me this motherfucker did no. That look at this match. Everything about it is beautiful. I love that Cero Miedo match. But my favorite match to watch on Lucha is the Hell of War match. It's 3 stages of hell. The first match, I think it's I think it's just a regular match, a regular singles bout. The next one is First Blood, and then the final one is an ambulance match, where they put you in the back of a military ambulance. Do you say you got the chance to watch it, right?
I didn't watch it in full.
Okay,
I watched like certain bits of it,
okay,
which
okay.
was then when I realized, like, wait a second. Oh, this is a 3 stages of hell match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which the 3 stages of hell match is actually something I did want to talk about, because this was like the first thing that popped into my mind when you was talking about like match stipulations. And I felt that the 3 stages of hell stipulation, I missed it. I missed it existing. Though it did not happen a whole bunch, it's like and apparently there's one that I actually missed, because I had this conversation with somebody else. I think it was actually with the group chat I brought it up. I
Mm-hmm.
brought it up, the fact I'm like, man, y'all remember the 3 stages of hell? And the reason why I questioned that was because on YouTube one time, just randomly, uh the full match was posted on YouTube, and it came to my things you might like page, and I'm like, wait
Mm-hmm.
a second, 3 stages of hell, Triple H versus Stone Cold. Oh damn, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
2001. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I
like,
still say the Survivor Series match of that series of their matches was the better one, but go ahead.
but like, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But but I just thought like, I was like, 3 stages of hell, like what? And I had to think, I'm like, man, we haven't seen one of those in years.
Oh,
And when
I
I
agree.
looked it up, I found out that apparently, but then it's when I looked it up and I saw when the last one happened, I understood why I missed it, because I wasn't super big on NXT at this time. I just wasn't really watching it a lot. But the last one in WWE that happened was Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, apparently.
Mm.
That was the last 3 stages of hell match that happened, and that was in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It started out as a regular singles match, which, funny enough, the with the way that it happens, it's like, there's always, I think there's only been one time where it did not start off with a technically regular singles match, and that
Mm-hmm.
was when it was John Cena and Ryback. Which at that time I just remembered because I was a Ryback fan at that time, and I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, I really wish Ryback would win, but I know he's not. But yeah, the last one that was done, it was a standard singles match, then it turned into a street fight, and it ended in a
Mm-hmm.
cage. And so, like, the match, funny, I'm looking at the actual, like, the statistics for it, like the different ones that were had and what matches that they had. Most of them had a steel cage match in them. As a matter of fact, I
Yes.
think one, two, not that one. There were only 2 of them didn't have the steel cage in it, and that was Randy Orton versus Triple H and John Cena versus Ryback. Those ones did not have a steel cage in it. But and then what was it? Stretcher, ambulance. I feel like a stretcher match and an ambulance match to me are kind of the same thing to a certain
Yeah,
degree.
pretty much.
But yeah, I think the 3 stages of hell, because like, I feel one of the reasons why we don't get 3 stages of hell matches anymore is because rivalries don't cook long enough for that.
True.
Like Nick,
Like Sammy and Kevin Owens can do it. Sammy and Kevin Owens can do it.
yes, they could have a 3 stages of hell match if they re-brought it. Like this last time, like their last little hoorah that they had with each other, that would
Mm-hmm.
have been a perfect time for like a 3 stages of hell.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. But like, The only people whose rivalry I feel could have done that is Swerve and Hangman.
Swerve and Hangman. Yep.
I think their rivalry could have warranted a 3 stages of hell type situation. Maybe not now, because we're currently building up to them having no choice but to be friends
Maybe
and help each other.
it'd be like a hey man, you know, scratch my back, you know, just to finally end it, like finally end the war between us. Let's do this one last time. But you know, you gotta do a crazy situation or something like that. Like a crazy
I
match.
mean, like to a small degree, AEW is trying to cook, but like I'm not giving them shine right now because
Nah, you ain't. I
they have
noticed.
listen, they have that is that they have wasted a full work day of wrestling
Damn.
in 2 weeks.
Damn.
Because 4 hours of wrestling
You
last
right.
week, and then 4 hours of wrestling this last time, and those 4 hours of wrestling, in those 8 hours of wrestling, all they've given me was, I can't even say they've given me good matches because that doesn't count anymore. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
only say that they make great matches so long before it's all like, okay, give me something more than that though.
Mm-hmm.
Is like out of that whole time, they gave me what? Goddamn the Kenny Omega shit. That
Mm-hmm.
was like the biggest pop right now.
Mm-hmm.
And and they gave me no, that was it. That's it, really, really,
Damn.
honestly. Like they really haven't progressed nothing. They are on their road to WrestleMania, my guy. But once again, I'm gonna stop talking about it because I said I wasn't gonna give them no shine. I don't even want to give them hate. They don't get nothing. But the other match stipulation that I hold really high, and I honestly think might be my true favorite match stipulation, is the ladder match. By way of ladder match, the TLC match.
Okay.
Specifically, like TLC match, but I specifically fuck with the ladder portion of
Okay.
it. That's the part that I like. Like, there's not many TLC matches that I don't like as a whole. Like, they're all usually very fire when it comes to like what happens in the
Just
innovativeness
bring
of
back the
ladder.
6-sided ring though. That's a side note, but 6-sided ring.
I like
Miss it.
how that knows. But it's funny because like you say that, I like when it came to the 6-sided ring bit, outside of Destination X, the only thing that TNA really brought extra when it came to the 6-sided ring was the fact that it was a really cool cage that they had.
Yeah.
And that cage, like looking back on, like, fam, that cage felt like it was high as fuck. Like, that bitch was, because I've been to TNA where
We both been there.
they had a, what was the, I can't remember who was fighting because I remember, yeah, we were there actually. It was actually with you when they had like, there was like this crazy cage match that they had, kind of thing. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember we're sitting in the stands and we're like, the cage is still higher than us than where we was sitting. It was like, damn, this cage is ridiculous. Like,
Ridiculous. um, but I will admit, a cage match is great. A ladder match is great. I will say it is definitely a 3 stage. So I'm standing on that one. I'm standing on that one. Iron Man match is also a great contender. Iron Man match is a great contender. Um, and casket matches on, I mean, casket matches are cool, but I feel like in the game, like back in the day, where you just
casket matches were casket matches and buried alive matches were really weird match types on in
yeah.
video games. Um, Watching them, it's more so the idea of them
Mm-hmm.
were cool, but like I to me, it like anytime there was a casket match, I always felt like there was going to be some kind of weird tomfoolery that was going to happen. Which usually that's how I would like, a casket match was never a clean finish. type thing. And
Never.
buried alive matches, I don't think there's ever been a buried
Nope.
alive match that was a clean finish.
Nope.
And all of them had Undertaker in them, and all of them he lost. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty certain he's lost every single buried alive match.
Pretty
He's been
much.
buried alive every single time. Every single time.
Every situation.
It's like
Um.
Kane with the Inferno match. Like,
Mm-hmm.
however, he did get one. He
Oh
won
yeah, he
one.
did. He did.
He beat MVP.
This
And
is true.
then and I think the only buried alive match that did not I'm sorry, the only Inferno match that didn't have Kane had Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
But
I'm pretty certain he lost.
but I would honestly love to hear everybody else's thoughts about this too, because like, you know, especially in our comment section, our audience and everything, just kind of hearing. I think we might even do a post on Facebook as well, but just like to hear what are some people's favorites match stipulations, and just kind of get a feeling of that, because within the wild world of wrestling, these match stipulations, these things are what bring us all in and enjoy the actual performance that is wrestling. And before we kind of wrap things up, I wanted to see if you had any final thoughts, any final things you would like to say before we kind of wrap up this episode as well.
Well, as I'm thinking on it right now, like visually speaking, because like I still think like the ladder match, like ladder matches, TLC or just straight ladders are definitely like
Mm-hmm.
my favorites to see and watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coolest match was the Inferno match just
Mm-hmm.
because of the presentation that it had and just the unheardness of it, the fact that you win by setting the other person on fire kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
which I wonder, well, not so much wonder. Well, actually, no. I like as I just now put the thought, like that's probably why. But like, I'm surprised that there's not more of those in like in your favorite type of wrestling, your death match wrestling. But
Because
as I
the
started to
safety.
say that, as which is crazy to say out loud when you think
Yeah, with
about
death
death
match.
match
Yeah.
matches,
Yeah.
and
Oh
and
no, I
and
mean there are moments where people have done some stuff, but tomato tomato. Anyway, I have to show you some videos, but to kind of get to your final thought.
but yeah, no, I mean, there really isn't too much of a final thought in regards to just the different match types. Um, do feel that some of the match types that we did speak of, they don't happen anymore because just the way that wrestling has changed, the way that we deal with and handle,
Mm,
the way that
yep.
we deal with and handle feuds, the way that we deal and handle weapons and signature moves, as you now call them, because they're not finishers anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's because of that certain matches like that are like they don't have that bravado like they used to. Like freaking if John Cena can put an AA on someone like 5, 6, 7 times and they kick out, you can't make me believe in an Iron Man match that once someone gets hit with the AA, that's it. If you understand, you see where I'm coming from with that? Because
Exactly. No, I get it.
like it like Iron like an Iron Man match doesn't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the last man standing match, like the integrity of the last man standing match to me has kind of sort of been lost because of the just with the way that certain things have happened. And so like a lot of these matches where they was dope to watch back in the day,
Hmm.
nowadays it's like
Not as fun anymore. Not as appealing as it used to be. But
they've lost their shine.
I lost the shot. But I mean, this we're in an era we don't have to do too much of that anymore. But I mean, that is just wrestling in general. If we could find safer ways and more, better ways for the wrestlers to be able to create this wonderful art, why not? And only that's what Triple H always says. We only bring those things out when it's really necessary. That's why he hated Hell in a Cell being a pay-per-view itself. But um guys, what are your thoughts? What are your ideas on what is the best wrestling stipulation or match stipulation of all time for you? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And I don't really have a topic for next week just yet, but just know with how the wild world of wrestling is, there's always going to be something to talk about, and we're always going to make sure we bring the heat, because here on the podcast, while the ring is sacred, the topics are tough, but there will be always destruction. So until next time, it's the Masaku.
It's your boy Swag Switch in the building.
And we will see you guys on our next episode. Have a good one.